Hey guys, Millie, welcome back to another video. This is part 1 of my series where I introduce you to my OCs. Today we will be talking about MiosAngels, my Splatoon OCs. So, without further ado, roll the intro. So if you aren't familiar with Splatoon, it's a very popular franchise by good old Nintendo. The first game came out back in 2015 and I got it for Christmas that same year. Some say I'm a little bit of a veteran. Splatoon's gameplay has a 4v4 multiplayer where you can play ranked modes or turf war, and a story mode, which is what I became obsessed with. Oh my god, you do not want to go down the rabbit hole of Splatoon lore. I can't find the exit, help me. Anyways, Splatoon is considered to be one of Nintendo's darkest franchises, which you wouldn't expect from the bright colours and cartoony characters. But if you've seen the Sunken Scrolls and Octo expansion, you'd understand. Anyways, in Splatoon there are all these made up bands and idols. These are the in-game faces behind the absolute banger music in the background. People started making Splatoon OCs and then eventually Splatoon fan idols, or ink idols. Here's where we get to MiosAngels. I'll start with Angel. I made her back in January of 2024 and she's my silly little ink idol. She's a hybrid between an Octoling and a Sea Angel. However, when I made her, I originally planned for her just to be a Sea Angel, but seeming as though I made her look similar to an Octoling, I decided she's a hybrid. She was born in the deep sea and her real name is Miri Tanamara. Her mother is a Sea Angel and her father is an Octoling who used to be in the Octoling army back in the domes. They were homeless and got shelter on the metro. Eventually, it got too hard to try and raise a child on the metro, so they went to the domes and asked Octavio for shelter. He agreed, claiming that they must enroll Miri to the Octarian Army Academy. They raised Miri and she started school at age 6. She instantly got isolated by the Octoling children, who noticed that she was different. She was accused of being an inkling due to her suckers not being on the outside of her tentacles. She doesn't even have any suckers, and her little ear looking things. One day, Miri was around 14 years old when she went home to try and cut her tentacles to look more like an Octoling. She was just about to cut her little nubs off when she overheard her parents talking. They were having a heated discussion about putting Miri into the Octarian army. They have to, otherwise they'll be kicked out, but Miri doesn't want to join the army at all. They say if that they don't put Miri into the army, the Octarians will come for them. As Miri hears this, she looks out the window to see Octarian enforcers approaching their door. She quickly grabs her cloak dress thing that her mother gifted to her when she acquired her swim form and slips out of the skylight. She quickly slid down the back of her house and stealthily escaped the domes. The only place she knew was the metro, so she made her way to the platforms. She stood waiting for a train, unaware of where it would take her. She noticed 2 inklings, which made her quickly hide behind a pole. She observed them, confused on their calm and collected nature. She was taught they were loud and aggressive. This is not like in the textbooks. They were talking, happily, small chuckles every now and then. Suddenly, a train arrived. Miri followed the inklings onto the train and watched from a distance. They hummed a heavenly melody, listening together with their earphones. Miri found the humming almost revolutionary. Why was that song so interesting to her? Eventually, the train stopped at a platform and the squid kids got off, with Miri following close behind. Unfortunately, as Miri came up to the surface, she lost the inklings in the crowd. She found herself stood in the plaza alone at night. She sat down on a bench, overwhelmed by the sudden changes. An inkling, who seemed to be a similar age to Miri, approached her. Their tentacles were orange and slightly shorter than everyone else had. They asked if Miri was alright. Miri was reluctant at first, aware of the propaganda she had been taught. The inkling introduced herself as Mio Shibuya. She offered shelter for the night as Miri seemed tired. After 10 minutes of sitting on a bench being talked to by Mio, Miri finally decided to accept the offer. She moved in with Mio in a small flat. And that's basically it for the backstory. Angel decided to go by Angel instead of Miri because she didn't feel like using her real name anymore. That name felt tied to the metro and the domes, instead of her new life she discovered on the surface. Some basic information about modern day Angel is that she still lives with Mio, who is now her close friend. Angel is Aero Ace, and her favourite music artist is Deadfish. Same. She wants to make music similar to Deadfish, but with an idol take. Mio is Angel's roommate. Mio is extremely outgoing and bubbly, often cracking jokes and doing spontaneous things. Mio just kind of lived a basic inkling life. She's obsessed with weapons and had engineering as a special interest. When she finally got enough money making slightly illegal modifications to people's weapons, she moved to Inkopolis Plaza just at the age of 14. She quickly got a part-time, now full-time, job at Ammo Nights, repairing weapons and doing customer service. She loved making her own weapon mods at home and often tests them out in the firing range late at night. She's a few months younger than Angel, pronouns are she, they, and she's pansexual. Her favourite idols are the Squid Sisters. She's a Callie stan, which is totally not converting me from Team Marie. Nope, 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 nobody nope. And yeah, that's my Splatoon OCs. I actually have a page for Angel on the Ink Idols wiki on fandom, so I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. I'm currently figuring out music for Angel, so stay tuned for any funky beats. One last thing, I'm currently working on designing physical products such as acrylic keychains, pins, and stickers to sell on Etsy and Ko-Fi. These will include things such as fandom-specific stuff like Arcane and Splatoon, general goodies, and OC merch. I'm doing a test fire of this sort of hustle right now, where I have 2 Dreams Train acrylic keychains up for grabs. If you don't know, Dreams Train is my comic available for free on Tapas and Webtoon. I have a really old video introducing it, which will appear in the iCard now. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye!